Welcome to the BTEC Sport Level 3 course information presentation. There are lots of reasons to study the BTEC Sport course at NSB. Firstly, the course is equivalent to 3 A-levels, which gives you an opportunity to proceed into higher education and continue your studies at university or pursue a career in sport. The course is in its 5th year now at Northampton School for Boys, and each year has become more and more successful and more popular, over the last 3 years being oversubscribed. We're in a very fortunate position where we are the Northampton Saints school partner, and they offer a high quality coaching setup with the Northampton Saints Academy coaches supporting our NSB school rugby programme. We also, alongside the BTEC Sport course, run the Diploma in Sporting Excellence, known as DICE, in partnership with the Northampton Saints Academy for the Northampton Saints Academy players, and they will be timetabled lessons alongside this course. The Diploma in Sporting Excellence, is worth noting, can also be done alongside A-levels as long as you are studying at Northampton School for Boys. The results have a significant positive value for each cohort that we've had, and the trend is expected to continue and the grades carry on improving. Last year and the year before, multiple students have achieved a star D grade upon completion of the course. This is equivalent to an A at A level and is seen as such by universities. All our students, over all the years of the course that we've been delivering, have always been able to have their first choice university available to them and they proceed their education. We'll come on to where they've gone shortly. Students, if you take part in the BTEC Sport at Level 3 at NSB, will be expected to buy into the school rugby programme and take part within the training sessions. However, just by studying the course, it is not a given right that therefore you'll play for the first team, but we do offer a first team and a second team at the school and would expect boys to play on a Saturday. We also offer girls rugby, and depending on the numbers, depends on the medium of girls rugby that we'll look to play and the fixture card for that year. The entry requirements to study the BTEC course are a minimum of grade 4 in at least 4 GCSE subjects. In addition to the 4 grade 4s, you need a minimum of a grade 4 in either English language or English literature GCSE. Due to the BTEC Sport course having a rugby specific focus, it is expected that the individual will not only have a significant interest in the sport, but will have also played at a strong level to be able to access the material upon the course. With reference to the structure of the course, it is accredited by Pearson and will allow you to go and study undergraduate level courses at almost all the universities in England and beyond. The universities often have separate entry requirements for BTEC Sport National Extended Diploma compared to the UCAS points alone, and it's worth checking the entry requirements for each individual university. It does give you a direct route into higher education as long as you're looking to study a sport-based degree at undergraduate level. The course is taught in discrete units by specific specialist rugby BTEC teachers. There are 3 teachers, and each teacher will teach their own unit over a period of time, and once that unit is completed, those grades for that unit are banked, and then they go on to deliver their own independent unit again throughout the duration of the 2 years. During that time, there will be 2 externally set tasks that take place in year 12 and 2 externally set tasks that take place in January. These are similar to exams, however 3 of the 4 are pre-seen exams where you are taking in notes into a pre-released case study. Talking of the exams, the Unit 1 Anatomy and Physiology is an examination, and that will study the anatomy and physiology, looking at the cardiovascular system, respiratory system, muscular system, skeletal system, and then goes on to look at energy systems. This is similar to GCSE and also builds on BTEC Sport Level 2. Unit 2 is also an externally set task. Imagine you're a personal trainer and trying to write a 6-week program for somebody to therefore support their health and well-being and justifying the changes you'd make to their lifestyle. Unit 3 is a really interesting topic. It's looking at different careers within the sports industry and actually sets the students up to work out what they want to do following completion of the course, and gives them an avenue of which universities they want to look at and what universities courses they'd be interested in. Sports leadership is the foundation of the coaching and the leading of activities that they'll go on and do within the course, beyond the course's extracurricular support and volunteering, and also what we hope to find is their community coaching in their local clubs, and potentially part-time jobs during the time they're doing the course, and following on from that, supporting the foundations of the careers they go and do within the sports industry. We then apply fitness testing to rugby specific positions and players and fundamentals to the sport, justify why we do those tests and ensure not only that they complete the test but also understand how to carry out the test and the value of testing. The practical sports performance is based on 2 sports. For their team sport they all go through on rugby, and then they also need to do an individual sport where they then evaluate their strengths, weaknesses and highlight the skills and tactics that are used. Coaching for performance is a fantastic unit which actually gets the students out rugby coaching within the school community. They will go and support with the lower year groups, run training sessions that are pre-planned and structured, and then go on to run mini tournaments and competitions internally within the school for a variety of age groups. Research methods in sport prepares them for university, and a mini dissertation as such, where they have a plan, organise a way of data collection, set out a methodology, and then evaluate the process for the results that they found, and then evaluate their results. Sports event organisation, they will links into Unit 8 where they're coaching, but we'll go a step further where they'll look at a large scale tournament, a smaller scale tournament, and then plan and develop the tournament as a cohort, and then evaluate their input on their individual roles within that tournament and how they helped be successful. A really exciting module for them to actually get some real life experience of what it's like to run events. This unit also involves us on our trip to Roslin Park to look at how the largest school event is ran and understand the logistics that goes into organising such a large scale event. Development and provision in the sports and physical activity unit is again an externally assessed task, one that they do in January of year 13 alongside the investigating business in sport and the active leisure industry. Both pre-seen scenarios where the students can take notes in with them to the exam to support their learning based on what they've already been taught over the previous 3 months. We then finish the course with skill acquisition in sport, where we look at how skill is acquired within the rugby setting and analyse the strengths and weaknesses of the players. One for them to get their teeth into is sports performance analysis. We time this to be within the Six Nations, so we get to look at the Six Nations games for stats and have deep discussion about the analysis techniques, the data from the analysis and how that's been useful, and how sports performance analysis can actually be collected. This also links with a visit to Northampton Saints where we speak to the analysts and see how they use the data to support them in the elite sport industry. Unit 25, rules, regulations and officiating. Again, we look at the modern versions of rugby, the law adaptations and how referees and officials can have an impact on games based on the decisions they make and their interpretations of the law. So quite an opinionated topic with lots of discussion points and real life examples we're able to draw on from going out, analysing rugby games and being able to give clear opinions and feedback based on what you saw with justified rationale. That sums the course up in detail. Not only do we look at the academic profile of the students achieving the highest grades they can to go on to university and careers in sport with a grade they can be proud of, and they've pushed and achieved their potential, but we also want to look at them holistically and try and offer them a package where they can leave with something with more substance, and have some real life experience of coaching, rugby specific opportunities, and a broader understanding and experience to prepare them for the real life world and post 18 world. So during the duration of the course, while they're in the sixth form studying the course, you'll also find that they will do the First Aid at Work 1-day course, which they are able to sign up for, and a variety of RFU courses, and have a GMS account where they can go and complete several of the online webinars, several of the on-demand online courses, and we'll also have opportunities for the players and students to have the RFU come in and deliver courses in school and then be part of those courses as well. We build on that as not just offering the courses, but also going out and having a variety of educational visits where they go and look at a variety of universities on their sport course taster days. They'll go and look at elite sport with the Northampton Saints senior rugby training sessions and understand how elite sport training days and sessions are built, and the development they do, which in comparison to what you see at a schoolboy level or an academy level. We'll go and look at some physiotherapy and sports therapy based practices, to understand that sport industry in more detail. We go to BTEC Rugby tonight to have a look at how the media can impact sport and the benefit of sports journalism. As I said earlier, we go to Roslin Park to look at sport event organisation, whether they're involved in the playing squad or not. And locally, we have a look at some strength and conditioning and rugby camp organising businesses, but also some strength and conditioning facility businesses as well within the local area. So to give them a broad spectrum of a variety of careers within the sports industry following completion of the course and what they may wish to pursue. So as we've alluded to, it's taught by 3 specialist rugby teachers. There is an examination for one of the units, which is the anatomy and physiology. 3 of the units are externally assessed, and the internally assessed units are done through a variety of mediums: presentations, reports, career development action plans, essays, lots of practical delivery, performance review of how they've done in their coaching or leadership roles, fitness testing, administration, creating opportunities for promotional activities if we're looking at our events, writing proposals and session plans, all of which are focused and discussed through teaching to ensure that they are offering high quality work prior to assessment. A week in the life of a BTEC sports student. What actually is it like on the ground, Monday to Sunday, if you arrived at NSB to study BTEC sport? As I said at the start, you're going to be expected to be involved in the rugby programme. So depending on whether you're a Saints Academy player or not, there are some sessions which are specific to them. So for Monday morning session, the Academy players will be with the Academy strength and conditioning coaches, doing their individual focus sessions there, and then go into lessons. Monday lunch is a team video review from a weekend game and a team meeting for all of the senior rugby to discuss the plan for that week and the priorities in that stage of the season. That's followed by strength and conditioning as well in the lunchtime session. More lessons in the afternoon. There's normally lessons most days in the morning and the afternoon. Sometimes there's a double morning slot, sometimes there's no afternoon slot. On one day of a week there's normally a double morning slot and 1 lesson in the afternoon. The senior rugby training on the pitch side with the coaches will be on a Monday and a Wednesday, and that's for all the senior rugby first team, second team, to have everybody involved. Senior scrum half clinics take place on a Tuesday and Thursday morning and a Friday evening. And then we have a strength and conditioning session, which all are involved in as a squad, which is also for team morale and to ensure that we have group cohesion. And that takes place on a Tuesday after school. The after school sessions normally finish around 5:15. To ensure that there is a cohesion between the BTEC sport and the rest of the sixth form, they also take part in sport and fitness, where they'll be involved with their form group and a variety of other form groups taking part in sport and physical activity and recreation. This is based on a participation basis and can be across a variety of sports, from badminton to table tennis to softball, football, and at times they can also have the fitness suite made available to them. So a really good opportunity to mix with the other peers within the sixth form that they wouldn't see otherwise, due to being all in the same lessons. Thursday's our units day, so we have line out sessions there, where we have James Craig from Northampton Saints come in to support with that. Hooker Club with specialist coaching and kicking clinics on at the same time. As I said at the start, the DICE, the Diploma in Sport and Excellence, is a lesson a week as well, and that's for the Saints Academy players, and that gives them a qualification alongside the BTEC Sport, which is worth more UCAS points. If that applies to you, what I'd like you to do is speak to Mr. Johnny Hewitt in more detail. He's the leader of that course. Please feel free to ring up school and drop him an email. We then have a Thursday after school strength and conditioning day, and Saturday's game day. So we have a traditional fixture card, which I'll come on to in a second, and that is most Saturdays from September all the way through to February. The Academy League starts for the Saints in January, at which point we work positively with the Academy, and if you're playing for them, then you'll start with them, and if you're not having a game that weekend, then you're available for selection with us to make sure we're managing your player load. That involves myself, the player, and the Academy having good conversations. Sunday's your individual recovery session. The thing I haven't talked about so far is the blocks of red. The under-18 school cup games are usually on a Wednesday afternoon, midweek, and that therefore affects who plays on the Saturday as well for player load. And if there is a game on the Wednesday, then first thing on a Thursday morning we're in the swimming pool for the recovery session to make sure that we are recovering actively and quickly to give our body the best chance to be back ready for sessions to continue and build on where we were. The fixture card. There are always some slight changes, and in a COVID year, this is how next year currently looks, but there are some gaps which we are waiting for confirmation on. But as you can see, it's extensive and it is among some of the top pedigree of rugby in the country. I'm not going to try and single anybody out. All of those fixtures are high quality fixtures at first team and second team level, where each one could be a cup final in a different year. So strong fixture card, which we traditionally do well in, and look to continue the trend on that. As you can see, the under 18 schools cup fixtures aren't in the calendar yet, and they'll be added once the rounds have been released, and that normally happens in August. The career opportunities that are available once you complete the course. So we've had some students that have gone on to professional rugby contracts at Northampton Saints, Coventry, Ealing Trailfinders within the UK. We've got some students from Northampton School for Boys that have gone on to sport courses in the USA. So we've got Lindenwood at St Charles, Missouri, who's doing a physical education degree, and then we've got Notre Dame College, Cleveland, doing a sports management degree. Both of those would be available from doing a BTEC sport course at NSB. Within the universities in the UK, we have the University of Bath, Leeds Beckett University, Nottingham Trent, Manchester Met and Stirling University in Scotland, just to name a few of different people that have done different sport related courses across there, and have some really good connections with those universities, of which the majority in there are in the Booster Super League as well. It is worth noting that all the teams in the Booster Super League and the top 2 tiers of the University Rugby are accepting BTEC Sport. The exception to that is Loughborough University, which doesn't recognise the qualification for their entry requirements. This doesn't matter where you study BTEC Sport Level 3 at National Extended Diploma. It's the university that only focuses on A-levels. It's the only one in the country that has that standpoint. But as I've just said, if you're looking for high quality rugby and a top sports university, all of the others in the top 2 tiers of the university leagues all accept the qualifications to go on and do sports degrees. With reference to people that have gone on previously and made a professional career, there'll be some of the names here that stand out more than others. I think the last 4 are probably the most poignant. So Ollie Slightholme, Connor Tupai, Ethan Grayson and Callum Burns. They are within the last 3 years. We now have 4 players that have gone into the Saints Senior Academy and have professional contracts playing senior rugby for the Northampton Saints, which is a huge achievement, which we're very proud of the students for, but have come through our programme in the most recent years. There are bigger names on there as well, but with reference to where our programme is now, I think that is a higher testament to look at the last 4. If we go on and continue with looking at how players are currently doing, we have 2 sixth form students that are both in the England under-18 training squad, and several students that are involved in either Northampton Saints Academy and Leicester Tigers Academy.